He was the type of child that made friends with anybody, and he wasn't afraid to talk to anybody. He would go up and talk to people, you know, from the time he was a very young boy. He was not afraid of strangers. In a way, we were a little concerned with that, you know. But at the same time, that was his personality. He just made friends no matter where he went. Everybody knew him, you know. It's just one of the, he'd come home from school and he'd get on his bicycle and he'd go visit all the neighbors. My husband and I would go vote, and we'd go into the poll, and first thing we were asked, would they look at our name and say, "Oh, are you John Loughlin's parents?" And I said to my husband, if they're smiling when they say that, say, "Yes, we are." If they're not smiling, say, "Gee, I never heard of him." But I knew he would be, you know, in some profession where he had to meet people, because he did it so easily, and he enjoyed it. If he became angry, it would blow over quickly. And he would be mad maybe for 15 minutes, then he'd come over and give you a hug and a kiss. And you can see a couple of missing teeth there. He played the trumpet. And so they were given a concert and invited the parents. They chose John, even though he was in the 4th grade, and the marching band involved the 4th, 5th, and 6th grades. And yet he was the MC. A little bit older, maybe about 3, I would think, in that picture. And I say, well, how come you keep getting these little notes and the report card talks too much? I said, don't you know you're supposed to be quiet in class? Because I'm an ex-school teacher. I'm a retired school teacher. You know, he wasn't one that I could steer. He kind of used his own mechanism for that. But like finally when he became a senior, and he was in the Senior Follies, he was the MC, he was in 2 of the sketches, and he oversaw the lighting. It's so hard to tell. Yeah, that's him. There he is with his oldest daughter. They said to remain a helicopter pilot, he'd have to be a warrant officer, which is between commissioned and non-commissioned, and he decided he'd rather go up in rank, so he did achieve the rank of lieutenant colonel before he finally retired. He retired when he went into the General Assembly. He felt he didn't want to leave his constituency. He was trying to be rakish. Yeah. I know when it was last time I went to Washington. I went to see a ball game when the Red Sox were playing the Nationals. Oh, I am absolutely proud of him, and I know his father would be too if he were here.
A lot of energy, a lot of energy. He didn't stop, but I used to say to my mother, if we could bottle this, we could make a lot of money. He just always was doing something. Always. I mean, he was a very busy boy. Busy, always busy. When he was 8 or 9, there was an earthquake in, I don't know if it was Honduras or Paraguay, it was one of those countries. He went around and collected money and had a check and presented it to one of their government officials. That was the first real involvement David had in people, I think. He was very young. She had a big heart, and I think David has her heart. I think he bleeds and cries for those who don't have things in their life, and David has always been like that. So he's always been involved. He went to town council meetings since he was 10 or 11 to watch what was going on in the town. Always interested in politics. In those days he wanted to be a doctor, the president, and an actor. And he just was a very busy kid, always. He always worked. He always had jobs. He had a state job working at the beach in the summer collecting tickets, but he also worked at a kennel for a woman who raised Great Danes, and he used to muck out their kennels, and it was mucking. It was like a horse kennel. There was never downtime with David. He can be exhausting, God bless him. He just has energy beyond energy. In fact, that things came easy to him. He didn't give that to himself as a pass. He worked hard for his grades, and he was smart, and he graduated with honors, and he was in the National Honor Society, and he graduated cum laude from Brown. He always had schemes or plans, and never to earn money for himself, but it was always for somebody else, to give to someone else. He cares. Many of the things they did at St. Dunstan's, I think, were wonderful for both the boys. The teacher would stand at the back of the room at the end of class, and the kids would have to go and say thank you. So they get used to shaking someone's hand and looking them in the eye. Those kind of things. He loved animals. Always had him. He brought home a skunk once. I thought he might do something with animals. I thought he would probably become a lawyer because his arguing skills were wonderful. David, in the last years of his practice, did civil stuff, where, single mothers, those kind of cases where it wasn't fair. His clients weren't treated fairly. Yeah, he just doesn't like unfair. Unfair bothers him. And I think that's why he first ran. Why he wants to do things like this is beyond me. He's very bright. He could be a multimillionaire doing law, which I know he loves and respects. And instead, he's working very hard to make this a place where he, his family, and everybody else can live a good life, I guess. I remember as a young girl, a young married, that if I didn't call my mom once a week or I didn't go by to see her, that was bad.